So I've got this bevy game that I've been working on the right, on stream on Saturdays. The game itself doesn't really matter that much, but look at all of the warnings on the left. Specifically right now, I'm doing some refactoring and I've got a bunch of warnings for systems that have this single parameter, which is pretty new in bevy 0.15. So if we go into the code and look at what these are, this is the applies controls system. It is looking for a camera transform. So a transform with a camera 3D. I only have one camera in the scene at all at any given time. I only have one player controller. I only have one set of actions that are coming from a player. I only have one camera rig and things like that. So that's what this single is doing for me. It's making sure that this system only runs if there's one thing in the scene, not zero, not two or more. But that results in getting some of these warnings when we have zero of them before things spawn. So we can take a look at which systems this actually is affecting. And right now, everything's just sitting in my main file as I do this refactor. So system by system, we've got raycast player, and I'll put never warn param here. Apply controls was one, that's over here. Target camera to player has a single in it. Control camera has a single in it. This one would only run if there was a camera in the scene to control in the first place. Then handle mouse is also there. And we've got throw held item and apply controls. So throw held item should be the only one left. We'll kind of get rid of this and do a cargo run again. Obviously, as I'm working on this, I have other warnings that are unrelated. These warnings are from GLTF export that I need to deal with from Blender. But now we can look up and see, okay, there's our system information, there's our application starting to run, and we've gotten rid of all of those extra warnings here for all of these single parameters. So that's the never warn or never param warn. And there's a couple of other options here. You can set it up with your own param warn policy. You could do never param warn. You could do, I believe the default is warn once, especially for these single parameters. It's useful, especially when you're not expecting these to not run. But in my case, I am expecting these to not run. I'm kind of using these single system parameters, right, for say our camera 3D to control when these systems are running. So the apply controls system should only run if we have, a single Tenua controller, a player controller, a single set of actions on our player, a single camera in the scene. And this kind of encodes some of the assumptions that I'm making while I'm writing these systems, so that in the future, if I have two of them, let's say, these won't apply to two or more cameras. But at that point, I would have to change this system anyway, because this only applies to the player camera specifically. So that's how you can silence some of these warnings for some of these new system parameters in bevy 0.15.